Now let's move on to the lips. So the lips are two different planes. So the top plane is facing downward. So if our light is coming from the top, that means that the top part of the lips is going to be getting the shadow. So let's add that in with a darker shadow color. And then we're going to do the bottom part of the lips. And the bottom part we want to be really soft. So we don't just want to draw a hard edge for that bottom shape. We only want to add a shadow underneath that. So we'll just add in a darker area underneath the lips right there. Now, I don't want to get too much into those ears because they get really complicated. For now, we're just going to draw in a basic shape for them. We can go ahead and move on to the shape of the head. So, starting with right here, we can straighten that out a little bit more, and then we can add a little bit more of a cheekbone in there. And then let's go ahead and shape out that jawline further. So, it's going to curve out of this part of the jaw and then start to curve back and towards the chin. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So it's going to curve more in down here, then curve out a little bit more towards the end of our jawline. Then we'll add a nice chin in there. Let's move on to shading her face. So first, we're going to have a little bit of a shadow coming from the top part of her hair and right over here. And then we're going to add a little bit of shading along this edge of the brow area. And see with this side will be a little bit of a shifting on this edge to make it so. And then we can add a little bit of shading and for the cheekbones, since that will also be creating a little bit of a shadow. Next, let's detail the hair and just a little bit further. So I'm going to draw this around. So The real hair is just the idea of movement. It's the idea of lines flowing. And so if you don't do really long, broad strokes, the hair's not going to look right. So you want to make sure that you're drawing a long, broad stroke. They go for a long distance. So if I were to go like this, it just doesn't work. We want to make sure that they're long, broad strokes, and we don't stop them. Now, this takes practice to be able to just draw longer strokes and know exactly where they need to go. But you'll get the hang of it with practice. And then we want to add a little bit of shadow along the bottom edge of the jaw as it curves underneath. There's going to be that even a shadow, and then down here on the neck, we're going to get a little bit of a cast shadow from that. So now a thing to note is when you're creating your characters, the bigger their forehead looks, the younger they're going to look. And it with their eyes, the bigger their eyes, the younger they'll look. So if you're drawing, let's say, a baby character, you're going to want their eyes to be really big, and you're going to want their foreheads to be really big. Also, the smaller the mouth, the younger they look. And so, if you're drawing a baby, you want them out to be very, very small. That brings us to the end of this lesson. So, in this lesson, you'll learn how to draw the front view of the human face. So, just remember first off, you want to create a circle for the head. Once you do that, you're going to create the chin shape or the jawline, and then you want to find the middle of that in both directions, horizontally and vertically. Then you draw your eyes, and then from there, you can use that to guide yourself to find where the nose should be, where the mouth should be, and your hairline, and then you can go ahead and start adding in all your details. So, your assignment for this lesson is to first draw a human face that I've just done after you've done that. So, I really think you guys are going to enjoy this assignment, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.